All right, so some people start a task and they overwhelm themselves before they even begin the task, right? So they may start a task like coding and they'll see, oh, you need to know like Java, you need to know some other language, you need to be good at math, you need to be good at problem solving, you need logical thinking. And they'll see like this list of requirements that you need and they'll overwhelm themselves before they even begin the task. They tire themselves out and most likely they don't even take action. If they take action, they only do it for a little bit and then not anymore. And those people don't really get too far. Whereas there are other people who we see who embrace challenges and they come to learning a task like coding and they see the requirements and they seem to just be effortlessly floating through them. And we look at them and we assume they're naturally talented or they have some natural gift that we don't have. But I want to talk about the difference that I think is between these two people. And also, of course, answer the question, do you need to be good at math to be a software engineer? Without further ado, let's begin. All right. I remember when I started my computer science journey. I started literally not knowing basic algebra and division. I enrolled in my first mathematics university course, and I believe it was discrete mathematics, and that requires basic algebra knowledge, and I was lost. And even if I tried to, because there were some division questions, I believe, as well, and when I tried to like divide on paper, I literally did not remember it at all. I barely could divide on paper. This is like grade 2 stuff probably, and I couldn't do it, right? And what I did at that point was I went to Professor Leonard's YouTube channel, started watching the lectures literally from elementary school, like grade 2 or 3, I don't remember exactly, but very, very early lectures, right? Elementary school lectures. And I worked my way up and, I worked my way up to college algebra and then college calculus, right? The point I'm trying to make here is you're not bad. You just haven't applied yourself. And there are people who are going to say otherwise and like try to put beliefs on you like, oh, no, some people are just bad. You can never get it. No, don't listen to those people. Throw them to the side. Never listen to them, okay? We don't have any interest in that sort of negative thinking, just, way of thinking. We're not going to get into that, right? I want you to just truly think back a little bit because this was the case, at least for me. I always thought I was bad at math, but in elementary school, half my brain wasn't there in terms of like I wasn't paying attention. And in high school, basically all of my brain wasn't there because I wasn't paying any attention. I was like smoking weed half the time, skipping class, and doing a bunch of other things I probably shouldn't have been doing. So when I got to university and it came time to, I thought I wanted to pursue computer science, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know, like, because I always assumed I was bad at math. I mean, there was nothing in my history to show otherwise. I had poor grades, and so it was a very overwhelming experience. But when I applied myself, I aced my math classes. And now, I'm a professional software engineer, so now I'm over here as well, right? So again, you're not bad. You probably just haven't applied yourself. Apply yourself, and I think you'll surprise yourself with the results. Now, to answer the question directly, do you need math to be a software engineer? The answer is no, but math improves problem-solving skills, which help a lot, okay? Now, there are going to be some people who are going to say, oh, you don't need math at all. Math is basically unnecessary. Coding is just like learning a language. No, don't throw it to the side. We don't listen to those people. They don't know what they're talking about. They have it backwards, right? There's a reason that mathematics is, a valuable skill. Generally speaking, people see it as a valuable skill in the software engineering world, right? In fact, people who are good at math, like with these hedge traders and such, they make some of the most money, right? And that hedge example, that's very math specific. But even otherwise, math improves problem solving skills. Math is literally all problem solving. And a lot of programming is problem solving. So if you're good at problem solving in one arena, likely that's going to carry over to. So if you're good at problem solving in math, that'll probably carry over to programming, right? So that's the point I'm making. It's not necessary, but problem solving is 100% necessary. Problem solving skills have to be there. And it's not like it's the problem solving skills is like a skill you attain and then like you either have it or you don't. It's something you continuously build, right? So to get better at problem solving, there are more ways to do it than just mathematics, right? But the point is improving your problem solving skills is a non-negotiable. All right. Now I want to jump into some practical resources. I'm going to leave these down in the description below as well. So Professor Leonard, excellent resource. Now this is a math specific resource, right? So if you're in a similar situation where you're in a CS degree or maybe you're self-taught and you're trying to get better at math, these are some resources I'd recommend. So Professor Leonard, I'm going to leave the link down in the description. That's a completely free resource. Jen from Calc Workshop, I believe the website's name is, but I'll link it down anyway. But Jen from Calc Workshop, a great instructor. And one book that I want to talk about, and I believe this will really drive my point home. How to Solve It by George Polya. I hope I pronounced that name right. That is a phenomenal book, and it helped me improve my problem solving skills by a lot, right? All of that book, you literally really only need to read the first page of the book. I mean, read it all if you like. I haven't read it all personally, so I can't say whether it's good or bad. But what helped me was literally like the first 5 pages of the book. And those will to walk you through like a step-by-step process you can take anytime you come across a new problem. And I follow that literally to this day. I follow it at work when I come across a problem, and it helps me so much in just thinking about the problem correctly and ideally arriving to the solution. Now, the last thing I want to say, be kind to yourself. Seriously, this is not an easy journey. If you've decided to pursue this journey and you had a background like mine where, maybe back then you didn't have the most credentials to show for it and you didn't feel like you were smart enough to make it in this field and such things, be kind to yourself. Be nice to yourself. This is not an easy journey that you've decided to pursue, but it's one that's worth it. And again, like the previous me, I had a lot going on in my life back then. I was making like almost no money, making minimum wage, and seeing my parents struggling around me. There was it's not like my parents put pressure on me, but there was a deep desire inside of me to make money and provide a better life for them. And at that point, I had a criminology degree. So I could have just become a police officer right then and there. Obviously, I'm not saying like in one day. There's a process to become a police officer. But point is, I was a lot closer to just becoming a police officer and making that money. But I knew CS is what I wanted to do. This is what felt right for me, and this is what I wanted. So it did take me an extra few years to get to my point. Right? I thought I muted my mic for a second. That's what I was looking. But it did take me an extra few years to get to the point where I wanted to be. But now I'm at a point where I am able to financially help out my parents as well, if and when they need it. And also, I'm doing a job that I actually enjoy, that fits my work schedule, or rather, my work-life balance. I'm not, glued to work 100%. So I'm able to enjoy my life and, have the work aspect as well. And I just want you to imagine for a second. Imagine that you stick with this, right? Like, again, I understand it's difficult. There's a lot going on in life, and it can be very, very demotivating sometimes to be grinding day in and day out, and you don't really see a lot to show for it in terms of like money coming in or anything like that. But just imagine for a second that you stick with this. You work hard. If you come across something like math or some other skill where you're not the best at right now and you need to develop it, you accept that, you find a process to develop it, stay calm, move forward in that process. And what happens? Well, you're going to get, just like I did, you're going to get to the point where you get a job you actually enjoy. I was back then working a customer service job, making a little above minimum wage, commuting like 1.5 hours to my job, 1.5 hours back, getting yelled at by people. And now I'm working remote, getting paid well, and working with nice people. My job still has its ups and downs. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's like the most perfect thing ever. It still has its ups and downs, but it's a drastic difference from where I was at. And just not being broke anymore is in itself a great feeling, right? And that's what I want for all of you. And that's what I want to build, a community over here. I want us to be the people improving themselves, getting to that next level. Again, not listening to those people who are going to put those limiting beliefs saying, oh, you have to be good at math, and if you sucked in math in high school, you're never going to make it, and throw those people to the side, right? I want this to be a community where we help each other, we support each other, right? And again, keeping it positive, we help each other get to that next level in life. So yeah, that's all I really have to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please do support on Instagram, TikTok. I'll leave that somewhere over here. Please do like, comment, and subscribe as well. I'll talk to you later. Peace.